right in front of me, I have a BMW G20 series. So this one is a 2020 BMW and it's a 318. So this one is a 318 launch edition. And how you can tell it's a launch edition, let me just show you real quick, is if you go at the back, you don't see any badging on it. So the launch price for this car was around 650,000 Rand, which for today's money, it's actually really crazy because it's almost around the same amount as a Polo GTI. Sadly, for BMW fans that are looking for a cheap car, you can no longer get a 318. The starting price is now a 320, which is around 800,000 Rand. So it's so crazy how this car, when it launched, it was around 650,000 Rand brand new. But that can't even get you a 1 Series. But you can get these cars in the second-hand market for around 500. Actually, it starts from 400,000 to 500,000 Rand for a 318, the 2020 model, especially the launch edition, the ones that were first in the G20 lineup. So one thing about the launch edition, it only came in the 17 inches alloys, which are diamond cut. Also, another thing that came standard is this BMW LEDs. So this came standard, so you don't get halogens on the BMW. Also, I like the grille because once you start moving and the car needs more cooling, this fins right here starts to open up to let more air flow in. And even though this is the entry-level 3 Series, what I like is that right here where the air can pass, it's not fake. This is actually real, guys. So that's a nice touch. And let me also show you something else. Like, what I really appreciate about BMW is that they give you actual real exhaust tips. This is actually real. So that's one thing that I like about BMW. And this is like a very unique car because it's only 4 years old and it has done over 100,000 kilometers. Yes, it has done over 100,000 kilometers and it's still running very reliable. Maybe you guys can tell me something, but what's with BMW not including panoramic roofs? So it's always this old school rooftops, and it does have a rain sensor but no cameras. So I don't think the launch edition you could spec it out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all the launch editions are exactly like this. Let me also take you into the interior of this BMW. For a 2020 model, the interior does still look good and it does still hold up. So there's not much creaking. This thing is really built solid. When you do press on it, actually you are gonna hear the creaks, but as you drive, you don't hear any of this creak. So this is put well together, and especially for the doors. So here you get your soft touch plastic, and when you do come down here, this is wrapped leather. So all of this is just genuine leather. And surprisingly, what I just found out is that this is actually soft touch plastic, so the same material that you find here. So I thought they'll probably put leather here, but they didn't. So it's an interesting choice that they made here. Also, when you go on the dash, soft touch, it's also soft touch here. Then you get your piano black here, and you get your gear lever, then you get your electronic handbrake here, then you do get your armrest over here. And also, speaking about the sunroof, this how much it opens. And I'm gonna quickly show you how it looks like outside when it opened. This how it looks like outside. But I still think that the panoramic sunroofs look actually better than this type of style. Even though when they do open to the same size of opening. Guys, and no cap, Look at the mileage there, 120,000 kilometers. So on the infotainment side, you find an 8.8-inch display right here, and it does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. So that's one thing I like about this car. As well, it does have an onboard GPS navigation system. Let me see if I can try to quickly set it up. Let's just set home. It's kind of finicky, and I don't think the owner hardly uses it, but hey, I'm not gonna go through that. But you can see, guys, it does have a GPS. And if you're still under warranty and motor plan, you also get a SOS button here that you press, and then you get a call from BMW themselves. And what I like about the most is the climate control buttons. So you don't have to guess what to press while driving. They're really physical, and there's like a small display here that you get. And let me switch it on, that's how it looks like. And to switch it on off, you have to like hold it. Back in 2020, BMW didn't do fully digital head units, your digital cluster. So this is how the digital cluster looks like. I think this one is a blend between analog and digital. So let me switch it on for you. And one thing I don't like about this BMW is that you cannot switch on the digital cluster without turning on the engine. So if I do press the button, you see, that's what it says: to start engine, press brake pad. So let's just do that right now. See, then it comes alive. Guys, don't mind the warning. We'll attend that after. Also gotta give it to BMW for keeping this in 2020. I think this is an indicator to see if your car is actually locked, because if you do lock it, it's just gonna come down. Let's get to the interesting numbers. So currently for insurance, this car will cost around 2,200 Rand with an excess of 5,000 Rand. And if you were to finance this car, I'll put the details just right up here. But currently the owner of this car is paying around 11,000 Rand. When he first bought this car, it was around 8,000 Rand with an interest rate, I think, of 7%. Then after, when COVID started, the interest rate climbed up, which made it to be around 12,000 Rand per month. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. I will also attach how much these tires would cost if you were to purchase this car secondhand and feel like you want to own a D20 series. These cars are actually very reliable. I mean, this car did 120,000 kilometers without a single breakdown. Nothing was done to the engine. It's still the same engine. It doesn't spill oil like what people are saying with the old BMWs. And if we were to get into the power figures of this car, so this car is a 2-liter. It's pushing 115 kilowatts and 240 Newton meters of torque. So this car, it is kinda like quick. It is sufficient for what you get in this car. So this is not a sports car or like a, you know, like a 330 or a 340. So this is more like your family sedan. It can go 200 kilometers per hour reliably if you want it to, and it will stay there. It's a BMW after all. Coming to the boot, this is how it looks like, and I'll put the liters just on the display, and it's kind of really deep. So what I just noticed is that you can open here and you'll get more storage like that. You'll also get more storage here as well as here, but you cannot adjust this to be a little bit lower. So if you have something that's a little bit tall, you might struggle to get it under there. And if you may wonder, that's what's under the boot. So you do get a spare wheel, even though initially these ones come with run flats.